Hey you guys, so I wanted to come on and give my opinion about the Jlo situation in which she is scheduled to do a tribute in honor of the 60th anniversary of Motown Records. And of course, everybody is just like side-eyeing the freak out of the Grammys. Like, why the freak is Jlo even part of anything related to soulful music? That's totally out of her genre. And of course, I'm going to give my opinion about it, so definitely stay tuned for the video. If you're having some skincare issues and uneven skin tone and acne, X Moisture's organic skincare cream will be a great solution for you. It is effective. If you are interested in purchasing, please go to xmoisture.com. You guys have actually been emailing me about how much you are raving over CarMarshal because you like the simplicity of the site as well as their customer service. They have over 100,000 cars in their inventory for you to select from, so definitely go down to carmarshal.com, tell them Paris Milan sent you. You guys always ask me, how do you keep your skin so clear? And definitely one of my secrets is Ash Kickin's African Black Soap, and they have other skincare products that you can use. So go down to ashkickin.com. If you use Paris Milan at checkout, you will receive 15% off. Again, go to ashkickin.com. Also, make sure you go and pick up your melanated gear, your cinch bags, your hoodies. Go support Black currency unmasked. In this commentary, just to give you a heads up, some of you guys may be upset with me because this really falls on the shoulders of Black people. I will be holding us accountable for placing women like Jlo in positions to be able to continuously take away from your culture and to represent you as opposed to getting you when you are still alive. So let's get into the video. To my understanding, Jlo started off as a backup dancer and eventually she started singing, and she even went on to become an actress where she starred as Selena. She was in Enough, and she was even in Made in Manhattan, but for the sake of this video I mainly want to talk about her singing. And I remember her music around the early 2000s. I was born in 93, so that doesn't really say much, but I do remember hearing about her a lot. So around this time I also remember how Black people would appreciate Jlo's body. I remember always hearing them talk about she has this behind and she has the perfect shape. And I remember seeing women like Trina, and I didn't really see Trina getting that same level of attention for her natural physique, but it just seemed like because Jlo had that mixy look going on at the time, because I remember she would wear her hair curly sometimes, but then she started to wear it straight. And I know you guys are gonna say, well, what does that have to do with anything? Our image is very important, and when you have Black people looking at basically a white woman who has little to no African ancestry that we are looking up to in terms of beauty, that is a major problem. So I remember hearing things like that. And then also with her music, I remember her music used to cater to the Black audience. I remember she'd come out with the bandanas on, and her music was pretty much R&B. Now I remember watching this interview with Ashanti, who was a pretty big singer at the time in the early 2000s, and her songs always sounded similar to me to Jlo's. I just always wondered why that was. So now that it's come out that Ashanti's music was being given to Jlo because of her record label doing this Murder Inc. Ashanti was creating these songs, writing them, doing the vocals for them, they would give them over to Jlo, so that would make sense for why they sounded so much alike. But her music just always had this Black edge to it, and I just wondered, like, why were Black people supporting her so much? She never showed any sort of solidarity for Black people or fighting for Black issues, but Black people still put her on this platform. At this point, she is doing the Black music, Black people are loving her, and she's even dating a Black man, Diddy. So once she started to be in these circles, you could really tell that she used the Black audience to be able to get on. So after Jlo was on at this point, you know, some years pass, and then she totally changes her sound. She starts to go to, you know, the pop audience, and she's no longer dating Diddy at this point. Jlo in 2016 showed her true colors. I remember in 2016 there was this major conversation going on about Black Lives Matter. Around this time, Alton Sterling was killed and Philando Castile. So of course everybody was tweeting the hashtag Black Lives Matter. They weren't necessarily talking about the movement itself. They were mainly talking about the message of how there is an insensitivity when it comes to the murdering of Black people and how it has become normalized, and we are desensitized to hearing about these murders. Would you think that this woman that Black people put on, that Black people were going to her concerts, Black people were telling her about how bad her body was, a Black man was putting her in positions to be able to secure record deals, to be able to get her name out there, promoting her, pinning all these contracts to help her? Do you think that she she would for once understand your plight as a black person? No. And it's not up to her to understand your plight. But this is black people's fault. Because guess what? After black people were tweeting that hashtag Black Lives Matter, she took it upon herself to tweet hashtag All Lives Matter. So she basically said, no, black people, it's not about you. You are not being disenfranchised. You are not being oppressed. Everybody is in your boat. Everybody matters. And when she made that statement, I was just like, you know what? This is what we get. Because for too many years, we have allowed her come in and take our music like they've continuously did throughout all these years. I mean, when you look at blues music, whites pretty much took it over. When you think of country music, we started that, they took it over. They've always been doing this, and black people have been duped every single freaking time. So now that it's come out that this woman who has never identified as black, this white Latina, she is now scheduled to be performing at the Grammys to do a tribute for Motown Records. When you could think about all the singers that they could have gotten who have raspy, soulful voices. There's Jasmine Sullivan, there's Lettucey, there's Fantasia. You can even think about the artists who are still alive. Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross. There's so many who are still alive, and they get J-Lo. J-Lo does not sing soul music. She doesn't have the voice for it. These singers back then got on with their talent. There were women in that era who would do, you know, a little doo-wop, pop-pop dance. But when it comes to what J-Lo does, totally out of place, totally out of line. She doesn't belong. But again, if we stopped allowing everybody to be allowed to the cookout and allowed in our spaces, things like this would not happen. For so long, everybody that looks like they're black or looks like they have our hips, they sing our music, they add a little twang in their voice, and black people go running and just go and support, throwing millions of dollars to them, and these people never freaking give back to you ever. Just imagine if there was some sort of tribute going on for bandera music or for Selena Quintanilla or some genre of music that the white Latins claim that they have patent. They would never get somebody like an Amara La Negra to sing a tribute for a Jenny Rivera. Okay, y'all like my accent, Rivera. So why is it that when we are dead, like what happened at Aretha Franklin's funeral, why was Ariana Grande there? Why was Madonna giving some sort of self-indulgent speech in honor of Aretha Franklin? Why was it that Christina Aguilera was up there trying to sing some song in honor of Whitney Houston? Like, they do this to us every time because we allow them. A lot of these things we are compliant with. You can only point the finger and blame them for oppressing you for so long, but if you never turn around and revolt against them, they're going to consistently walk all over you. So, you know, I'm anticipating y'all getting in the comment section, oh, J-Lo one of us, she ain't that bad, I still support J-Lo. Now, I know there are some blacks that live in Puerto Rico. I know being Puerto Rican is not a race. I know it's a nationality, but I just want to make a point. The All Lives Matter statement that she made via the tweet and she deleted, just imagine if black people took that approach. Black people are overly forgiving. We forgive people who don't even apologize to us and that aren't worthy of it. But just imagine if we flipped the script and said, well, you know what, J-Lo, your island may have been devastated by this hurricane. However, we're not going to focus on your island needing help. All islands matter. We need to start giving that right back to these people because they don't understand it any other way. They know we don't have any backbone. They know we don't have any self-esteem. They know that we are weak and we are lusting after them and we fetishize these people, which is why they disrespect you, because they feel like you need them as opposed to they needing you. And this is how you know she doesn't give a F about us, because if she really cared, she would say, you know what, this is not my place to do this. I should not do this. I think an artist that could be better suited for this would be a Fantasia. Heck, even a gospel singer like Tamala Mann. I think somebody else is better equipped to do this, and it's not me. But again, J-Lo doesn't give a F about black legacy. She's just about self. She's not gonna remove her spot from being on this Grammy tribute because she feels like she is entitled to be able to come in, represent you, and kick you out of the way and bag all the money that you are continuously being excluded from accepting. Black people, let this be a lesson to us. We need to start building our self-esteem. They got a drop of black in them, they're black, and then when these drop of black people come up to be able to have the ability to pay homage to your people as opposed to them paying you to do it, they'll just go and get them because you've been fetishizing these people, lusting after them, and they never gave a F about you to begin with. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you feel about her being part of this tribute. Do you feel like she deserves to be part of the tribute, or do you feel like she's out of place? Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!